China's ambassador to Australia is calling on Australian leaders to stand with Beijing against what he calls the bullying of the US. Beijing's envoy Zhao Quan has called on both the Prime Minister and the opposition leader to avoid granting the White House a free pass on trade in order to preserve Australia's alliance with the US. Speaking to The Australian, he says, faced with unilateral bullying, China will resolutely stand its ground, not only to safeguard its legitimate rights and interests, but also to prevent the world from descending into a lawless jungle where might makes right. Let's start there with the Shadow Foreign Minister David Coleman. Good to see you this morning, David. So what do you make of those comments by Zhao Quan?
Oh, look, Pete, I think the key point on trade is we want minimal tariff barriers. We want no tariff barriers. That's why we have free trade agreement with the US. We have free trade agreement with China. And we stand for Australia's interests, and that's low barriers to trade. And regardless of whether it's trading with China, we did the free trade agreement with them, of course, the US or whoever it is. Tariffs are not a good thing, and we don't want to see them, and we want to see them removed.
The comments from the ambassador, China's ambassador to Australia, it often provides a window into the thinking of President Xi Jinping. Do you think he's asserting there that we need to pick a side and that side should not be the US?
Oh, look, I'm not going to sort of delve into analysing the ambassador's comments, Pete, but it's self-evident that free trade's a good thing. It's self-evident that we should trade with all the nations of the world. That's in the interest of our economy to trade as widely as possible. We don't want tariff barriers with China, with the US, with anyone. That's why we concluded 11 free trade agreements in government, and our position's very clear.
Right. Its ministry has pushed back against the US, saying overnight that all tariffs on China should be dropped, that despite President Trump suggesting that things were on track, that tariffs were going to be reduced. How do you reconcile that with what it might mean for us?
Well, any trade war between China and the US is a bad thing for Australia. I think that's self-evident, Pete, because it means less economic activity and creates significant global headwinds. So we don't want to see a trade war between China and the United States, and it's not in anyone's interest for that to happen.
Okay, final point here on Putin. Donald Trump has rebuked him overnight over fresh strikes in Ukraine. Is this a reminder that Putin is not an easy person to deal with, despite what's perceived to be a closer relationship between Putin and Trump?
Well, it's a reminder, Pete, that when dictators seek to expand their empires, innocent people pay with their lives. And on Anzac Day today, that is a reflection that I think it's true today, and it's been true for thousands of years. Putin obviously should never have invaded Ukraine. It is an evil and an awful conflict, and it should cease. He should stop attacking innocent Ukrainians.
All right, David Coleman, thank you for your time.